Hey, awesomes. Welcome to week 3. Apologies for the tardiness of my video this week. Internet issues, I guess, when it gets cold. But anyway, happy Wednesday. Hope your week's going well. I know that you guys are finishing up anyway, getting grouped up, getting put in teams. Starting to receive several emails today of here's your group, here's your team members, here's the team name, here's your team topic, all that stuff. Looking really, really, really good. And there's several of you to go yet. So please make sure you try to get those in today or tomorrow, or at least by Friday, if at all possible. So as you guys are completing or finishing that forming process, we're going to start talking about, if you haven't read chapters 3 and 4 yet in our team writing textbook, please make sure to read those. I'll be reviewing those in a future video here the next day or two with you regarding our team management and the team charter. That is where we're going to start, okay? And I also encourage you, as you're putting your teams and your groups together, once you have them together, you send me that information. I'm going to put all your information, of course, in Canvas, and you'll be a group throughout the semester. I then want to encourage you and challenge you then to set up your weekly meetings, set up that weekly time. How are you going to be communicating? What are you going to be using? Are you going to be using Google Docs, using some other form of communication? Are you going to meet on, are you going to set up a Microsoft Teams? Are you going to meet through Google Meet? Are you going to meet on Zoom? How are you going to communicate through email, through text? What's going to be the way that everyone's going to communicate with it? It's agreed upon by the group. And then, of course, setting up your not only that weekly schedule, but then that accountability. And so that's when we'll start talking about. I'll get in a little bit more detail, but I did want to pull up the team charter. We'll go over what some of these different goals mean, but they're I don't want to say they're pretty self-explanatory, but you got your overarching goals, measurable goals, and conflict resolution, missed deadlines, unacceptable work. This is where you really want to spend some time. And this is where Wolf really helps coach us through these things. And I encourage you to have these conversations. They're not easy sometimes, but how are you guys going to handle that as a team, right? And then here's your team management, your team leader, some responsibilities and meeting minutes. Who's going to do that? Who are the people who are going to be in your team going to be responsible for that? Where's the task schedule going to be located? Is it on your Google Doc page? Is it on your Microsoft Team page, or any team page or team communication platform that you want to use? There's no wrong answer to that. It's whichever ones you and your team wants to use. The team leader may need to take perhaps a little initiative there to say, okay, here's what we're going to use, maybe collect a little bit of feedback from everybody. But it's imperative at the start right now. So this week and into next week, literally before we start doing too much writing, right, and too much putting together of our oral briefing, we need to establish and lay the foundation really good, right, really strong, of what does this collaborative experience look like. And Wolf, in these chapters 3 and 4, does a really, really, really good job of explaining it to us, and the importance of completing a team charter, having a discussion about a team charter, having a discussion about a team management, having a discussion of who's going to be responsible for what. Remember, we talked about, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, about the different ways in which we can work together. There's the layered approach, right? There's the divided approach, right, to working as a team. How are we going to be doing that together? That's the easy part, all right? Everyone's going to get a section, right? I'm going to do the introduction. I'm going to do this part. I'm going to do that. There's a layered approach. Everyone's going to go through and do this thing. But then there's what happens if things kind of start to break down. How are we going to handle that? We're going to meet every single week. What's going to be the responsibility every week? What's going to be the accountability every single week? And trust me, if you put in the work on doing this now, and you do a really good job laying that solid foundation as a team of what everyone's expectations are, the agreed expectations are between everybody in the group, your collaborative experience will be so much better. So really take the time to dig into these chapters and understand the importance of the team charter, and what Wolf has to say about those. And I'll be going over those later on in the week as well. But please spend the time to do that. And happy continuing grouping. If you're not in a group, as a friendly reminder, please do let me know. I'll get you in a group by Friday. All right, guys, have a great week. And above all, stay safe, stay awesome. Bye now.